Anybody.
Cool. I just hit record. Introductions. I almost forgot.
Oh, you were ready this time.
Yeah. Well, let us tell you who we are, everybody. I am RJ McCarthy,
I'm Justin Jackson.
I'm Abdul Hadi.
and we are the Spice Girls.
We've changed a lot over the years.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
transracial.
There was a black one, wasn't there?
Well, it used to be you. What are you talking about? We're all transracial.
Oh fuck! Transracial, transgender, trans everything, trans fats, transportation. Anyways, this is the prefix. This is the prefix podcast. Well, normally we dive into what we've been playing, but do you guys want to front load with Mortal Kombat? Do the second half?
Absolutely.
All right, yeah. So let's jump into it. What are our thoughts individually?
I thought it was decent.
Mhm.
Like, you can only expect so much from a fucking video game movie, apparently, because none of them can be done well for some reason. I don't know if Hollywood, I mean, obviously Hollywood doesn't care to get like the best people on the job, but it was still fine. You know, I think we've become so like to the point where we just don't expect that much from video game movies that we literally think that movie yesterday was fine, but it was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Well, like when you consider what they're like battling with when they make those movies, like if you had no concept of the game and you like if you didn't even know the game existed and you heard the plot to that film, you would be like, this is the most objectively stupid thing I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't fit. I mean, like that movie only exists because of the game, but like it also doesn't stand on its own outside of the game existing. Like it almost had to be a certain amount self-aware.
Well, they tried. They tried to like sell it for like a bigger audience with like the birthmark thing or the mark thing, and also like them gaining their abilities instead of just fucking having them, you know?
That pisses me off so much. Like
exactly.
And it's not like I've seen movies where there's more unbelievable shit. Like
exactly.
Why does a magic scar tattoo somehow ground it more? Like
exactly.
Yeah, this makes sense as he does a line of coke.
Yeah, like that has no bearing in the video game. Even it's just this weird fucking thing that they came up with because they're like, we have to have a reason that he shoots ice out of his hands. It's like, why?
No, you don't. You don't have to have a reason.
Just he can. That's the reason.
The first movie, I still think was better than. But
I haven't seen it in so long, but you're not the only person. I heard that online too. People were saying that they enjoyed
the only thing that like sets this one apart, which I'm glad that these studios or whoever makes these movies just started doing, is just sell. If they're supposed to be rated R, sell them as fucking rated R.
Yeah.
Stop with this like PG-13 or PG Mortal Kombat movie, because it's just like it's just not going to be as good.
It's not the same. Yeah.
It's not going to hit for people who actually care about going to see Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Like, it was fucking awesome. Kung Lao sawing that fucking demon in half. Like, that was
right.
Worth the price of admission right there. You know?
It was sick. I mean, like that. And that's what they were going. I mean, like the whole like ending scene, which I don't even feel like this is worth mentioning at this point, but spoilers.
Well, last week we said we were going to spoil the shit out of it.
We did, yeah. And I'm going to put that in the description too. So if you got this far and you haven't seen it, stop and just skip to the second half of the episode where we probably will fuck up and still spoil it.
Or just fucking listen, because none of this shit is important
right,
at all.
Or if you don't care, you're right.
We're not spoiling fucking Endgame here. Just fucking. Who knows if they're even gonna make? Oh, well, they are gonna make another one, but none of this plot shit is important.
The Mortal Kombat cinematic universe.
MKU.
It's so the writing overall though, like, okay, as much as I hated them making the powers a plot point, the story writing was generally fine. I thought, like, as far as like the conflicts, like they set that up very like adequately with Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Like that wasn't like nothing about that what made me roll my eyes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it was there.
See, like I feel like that was there wasn't enough Scorpion. I will say that, but they tried they essentially replaced Cole Young with Scorpion, which I don't appreciate. But it was like that was a great setup for the whole movie, you know, to like get this like because their story together I think is probably the best out of Mortal Kombat. They're the two most popular characters, you know.
Oh yeah, the games never stop hitting those notes in every iteration. It's
exactly
that dynamic.
Like literally every game you see Scorpion's family get killed, you know.
They just can't stop murdering his family.
But
so what and this is a detour, but I'm in like the actual canon. Wasn't it that it wasn't actually Sub-Zero, but it was Quan Chi that like tricked him?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if
because Sub-Zero is technically still a good guy, right? And like,
so what the way I understood it, like when I read up on it, because I mean I have no fucking. You know, I don't think I was born yet when the first fucking one came out. So,
you had to be.
When did the first one come out?
91?
No, I wasn't 6 playing Mortal Kombat. I think it was 95.
Okay, so then
Really?
Yeah. So I 100%ed that when I was 2. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, I played it. No, I remember playing it on Nintendo when I was real young, but I don't remember exactly when.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't like vibing a story from it. I was just like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I guess
they just have to fight.
Yeah. So it's Bihan that Scorpion kills, and then what the fuck is his name? It's another
Describe
like.
him.
It's his brother. That's who the new Sub-Zero is. That, and he wants revenge on Scorpion, but his name's not. It's not because Bihan becomes Noob Saibot.
All right.
And that's what it seems like they're going with the story in this one, at least, because he burned them all up. That's literally how he looks in the game.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But I'm wondering if they'll do his brother. And if it'll actually just be Joe Taslim again playing him, like that would be funny. Just doing both characters. You got him for 4 fucking movies, so yeah. Whatever though,
get their money worth.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think I doubt he's even the most expensive. I imagine that Scorpion was the most expensive, judging by his limited screen time.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone else in there is a complete fucking no name. I mean, like. They've been in stuff like Joe Taslim, but I think that Scorpion's actor, is it like Hiro?
He's been on
something Sonata. I can't remember his
He's
name.
been in some stuff. The last thing I remember him in was Rush Hour 3.
I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of, but
no, you're talking about the guy that plays Shang Tsung.
No, he was in Rush Hour 3. The guy who played Scorpion was like Jackie Chan's like younger friend.
All right, now we're IMDb-ing. Here we go.
Because I think the other guy, Shang Tsung, was that guy's that girl's father, the one that gets kidnapped.
No, that wasn't it.
No.
The dude Shang Tsung is the dude. I'm pretty sure that Batman skyhooks in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
But I know he's in other stuff. I just can't place it right now. But Hiroyuki Sanada is Scorpion, and I definitely recognize him from shit, and I'm fairly certain it's Wolverine. Yep.
He was in 2.
No, the one that takes place in Japan.
I thought that was 2.
Oh, it is 2. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm including X-Men in that, I guess. He's gonna be in Army of the Dead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I have not watched the trailer for that yet because that one I fully want a pure experience for.
Yeah.
Is that on Netflix only?
I believe so. Yeah. So he was also in Avengers Endgame as Akihiko.
Yeah, he's the guy Ronan fights when he's in Tokyo.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Okay, I do remember that. Yeah. He's been in a lot of shit. He was in like a dozen episodes of Lost too.
Look up the guy who plays Shang Tsung because I've seen him in a ton of shit too.
Yes, same. But I can't for some reason remember. Oh, where is he? Oh, damn. Why is he so low on the cast list? Chin Han. Yeah, he looks.
Wig
he makes. There's a picture of him right now with short hair, and I'm like, oh, okay, I for sure recognize him now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dark Knight's the one I remember him from. Oh, he was in Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Not the show, the movie.
Who did he play?
He played Councilman Yen in Winter Soldier. I don't really remember Winter Soldier though.
Yeah, the renowned character.
Yeah. He was also in Sleeping Dogs.
Did he voice
the game? Yeah, Sonny. I've never played it, so. Fringe, but I think it's like an episode.
Fucking love that show.
Yeah, why do I seem to remember him from more stuff? But I've like seen like none of this shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, this is just us scrolling
play with
through
your IMDb.
Yeah, we're just going through Asian actors' fucking filmography.
We never confirmed if he was in Rush Hour.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that on there. So
you're gonna have to go all the way back.
Yeah, to the year Bill was born, 1967.
Yeah, when Rush Hour 3 came out.
the seminal 55-year-old movie Rush Hour 3. Yeah, I don't see him on there.
No,
it was the guy who played Scorpion.
Oh, you got me going back to the other guy.
Yeah, so never mind. It's all good.
Never
mind. Oh, let's just continue talking now.
This whole fucking podcast is pointless.
I dare you to look up IMDb and run Zoom on your phone, Abdul. See what happens.
No.
That the chip just dies and the soul goes to heaven.
It's just a bunch of Google images of Melina.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed to say I looked her up to see if I could fact check that ass, and it is not real.
No.
Oh, fuck me. Look at thumbs down. I hate this movie.
I looked on there and I was on her Instagram and I was like, I'm not seeing it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it didn't add up. So unless it was just the angles or whatever, I don't know.
That ass was her. What was her power? What they call it?
The Arcana.
Arcanas, yeah.
Yeah, her Farcana. Yeah. So he was Kenji in Rush Hour 3. Yeah.
Scorpion.
Yeah. Yep. And that came out in 2007. Does that seem right?
Yeah. I remember I was a senior in high school when it came out.
I've never seen 3.
It's
I
bad.
was like, 2 was good enough.
Yeah, Chris
Oh,
Tucker.
you're right. I've never seen 3 either. So I guess that's why I was confused.
The only thing I know about 3 is that super tall Asian
That they
dude.
meme the show shit out of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I know from it.
It's just like I remember that when I saw that in theaters, it was just like, man, this Chris Tucker's boat passed. This shouldn't have been made.
Mm. Yeah, so I mean, just while we're on the subject of actors, I don't think I've literally seen anybody else in anything. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just
I thought Cole Young was a fresh face or something.
yeah, just
that black guy, the black guy who played Jax, he's the only black guy in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Was he in True Blood?
You know what? I'm seeing him now without a mustache, and that face is familiar as fuck.
Yeah, he's been in some shit. I know he was in that HBO show with.
He was in
Rock.
Magic the Gathering the musical.
Shut up.
I'm not even joking. That's on his IMDb. I have no idea what it is, but it's there. And yes,
his name was True Blood.
He was Eggs in True Blood. Wasn't that Tara's boyfriend?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the show.
Yeah, I'm regretting admitting that I watched all of it too now.
I watched all of it. It wasn't bad at first.
Alan Ball's a great writer, dude.
Yeah.
He's such a good showrunner. I mean, I didn't know because you're the one who got me to watch Uncle Frank, and that movie was fucking great.
Yeah.
And I love.
Oh, he wrote that too?
Yeah, I think he directed it also. Yeah.
Oh, he's 6 Feet Under too?
Yeah, Alan Ball.
Dude, I love a lot of his shit.
Yeah, that's why I was so in on True Blood. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then it just turned into like a more violent Twilight. So
when fucking when Tara became a vampire, I was fucking done with that show. I was like, it's gone. It's done.
Me too.
No need. Best part of that show was Nelson Ellis, though. That dude is
Lafayette.
An absolute tragic loss.
Yeah.
He's so good. I would have loved to have seen him. Huh?
I haven't seen the show. I don't know what you guys are talking.
He's the really
Well, shut the fuck up and listen.
Nelson Ellis played Lafayette. He was the cook at the there. He's a lot of pictures.
Sam's or
yeah, the bar, whatever bar.
Right.
He's not in too much else, but he was he had like that really like big sort of like that personality you only get from a gay black man. That is like, you understand what I'm saying?
I knew what you were trying to say before you said it.
Yeah, I figured there's no point in trying to beat around the bush. Like, just like exactly. that effortless, like, you owe me. Like, I've been through shit. And he's just he played it so fucking good. And they share that one scene of him spitting in that dude's burger around a lot on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Was the actor dead or something?
I believe he
was it an overdose?
I think he actually tried to detox solo from alcohol, and then he died at home.
Shit.
Yeah, he tried to.
That shit's rough.
Yeah, it's super super sad. Anyways, now that we're on a completely different plane of existence from the Mortal Kombat film, dragging it back, I think that hands down the worst part of that movie was Louis Tan's acting, because like there was a couple other bad ones, but he was like profoundly bad.
Yeah,
I still can't. When he's in the car and he's just like talking to Jax, and the way he moves his head is just like, what do you mean? Like, what are you doing? Is this acting 101?
I for real felt like I was watching like an on-demand movie watching him. He was like a fucking Z-list actor in that.
Yeah.
That was the worst, because everyone else was fine to like.
Sonya was okay.
Sonya was pretty bad.
She wasn't great. I didn't like her. Josh Lawson as Kano was fucking perfect casting.
He was good. Yeah.
He was so good, dude. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else either, but he absolutely killed it. Like, because he was the only comic relief.
Yeah, I can see why they didn't put Johnny Cage in there.
Yeah, it would have been overkill.
But that fucking teaser at the end is like, I have to find something else. Like, just bring him in here.
I almost called that shit. I thought that they were gonna make Cole Young Johnny Cage somehow, like as like a stage name, like he was gonna be an actor. But it was very close. He was just like, not what, who.
That like we talked about yesterday, that like the subtlety in that film just did not exist. Yeah, everything had to be like you had to get punched in the face with it.
Yeah, it's
like I'm going to Hollywood, and it's like, god damn, man.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like when you know how like certain comics on stage, like especially at mics, they'll do like their whole like half their act is like just shitty jokes that they say like ironically because they're too ashamed to like just lean into having shitty corny jokes.
Right, yeah.
So they're like that, you know, like and you're like, just fucking have some follow through, you coward.
Right.
Like if you're gonna do
we're talking about someone specific.
No, I've seen it a bunch. Yeah, there's a bunch of different dudes who've done that. Even dudes who are like genuinely funny do that, especially at mics.
Yeah,
because they won't like just like lean into a joke, and that's how it felt like the movie was. It was like ashamed that it was a Mortal Kombat movie at certain points.
Well, that's what it was doing with all like the catchphrases. Just like flawless victory. Like, who the fuck is saying that?
Like they have to know. Yeah, I mean, dude, even the one like right after that, fatality. For Kung Lao.
Yeah,
like that doesn't have any syntax to it whatsoever. No. Nobody speaks that way.
And Raiden's in the background just saying all this.
Yeah.
The one that I was just like was the Nightwolf one. It was just like they just showed a quick picture. It was like, who's gonna sit down? Like, who's that? We know who it is.
A newspaper article of clearly like a cartoon drawing of Nightwolf. Like it wasn't even like of a real person. It was like just like, here's this reference, guys. We don't know who's playing them yet. So here's this vague Indian guy or Native American guy.
Yep.
Gotta be correct.
Was the golden statue Kotal Khan?
I couldn't tell.
I think so.
Because that's a weird. Because he's a much newer character, isn't he?
No.
Yeah, but some of the characters are like.
It was a female.
No, there was a picture of like a golden statue in Sonya's stuff. I'm not talking about the murals at the temple.
Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one.
Yeah. Not important.
Well, look how they massacred our boy Reptile.
I did not care for that at all.
Man, that was bullshit.
Yeah,
it's just
like I hate the the straight lizard depiction of Reptile is the worst shit to me. Like the fact that he's like one of the ninjas and just has like a vaguely reptile face is perfect for me. Like him like crawling on the walls and just being straight up like a lizard. Like I fucking hate that shit.
Well, that shit, even if they did that, that's so much more effective if he's way more humanoid looking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because it's got that uncanny valley shit.
Yeah.
You ever see that Mortal Kombat web series where they had Reptile as he was like a Harley Quinn baby? Yeah, that grew up.
Yeah.
That was like a cannibal that had acid too.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That might have been a little bit much for a theater film.
Man, I remember they showed pictures of Harley Quinn babies. I'm like, I understand this is a web series, but man.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
The worst part of that movie for me was Cole Young. It's like his character was boring. Like the whole time you're like building up to like, oh, what is it? You're the only one that can remember the name of this dumb shit.
Arcana.
The whole
time with so much confidence. Arcana.
The whole time you're waiting for his Arcana to come up, and then when it comes up, you're like, all right, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, this is what like Mortal Kombat, you come up with like you have fucking Rain, Ermac, all of these cool characters, and you're just looking at Cole Young like you're an MMA guy that like has tompas all of a sudden. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? And he knows how to use them. It's like what? What's going on?
And they dropped breadcrumbs to that earlier too, like saying like, oh, Cole Young, the human punching bag. You know, you gotta hit as well as take hits or whatever. And then like but they barely focused on like the straight up rip off of Black Panther armor being his power. It was just the fact that he had like fucking like he just looked like he fell into like an electrician's garbage can and then like crawled out of it. It's so
and then
silly.
Like the end of the movie, he's trying to get his like weapons, his tonfas, and he's like, I can't do it, so he's just punching the ice. And then fucking Sub-Zero shows up, and this motherfucker is ready. It was like, you guys fucking edited out a scene that you should not have.
There was a lot that must have been really difficult because I can't believe how much was left in there, and they just like rolled with like. Even when Sub-Zero dropped his mask, they were just cool with it visibly being made of rubber. I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
I can tell it's rubber, but do you guys want me to know that? Because I know now. Like, for sure, I know.
It's
so bad. And his fucking his magic wire armor was like wrinkling at the armpits. Like it looked like a fucking thick t-shirt.
Yeah, it's just his powers are just weird. Arcana.
Yeah, that's funny because like I don't even care necessarily when they change certain stuff, but I hate when they change it like that. Like where it had like you take what it is in the video game, like Sonya's thing. They're bracelets that she does that with.
Yeah.
And they just turned it into magic. And it's like, why? What does that have anything to do with it? Kano has a metal plate in his fucking face.
Like she was special forces. They mentioned it right off rip. But she's living in just like the worst trailer of all time.
Yeah.
And like she like you're right, those bracelets should have already existed, and they should have gave her like her fucking kiss power or like whatever, something like that as like Arcana instead of just I don't know.
That actually
can we just start saying powers now? This is starting to feel ridiculous.
No one has to say Arcana. It's just the word they use.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
What was Kano going to her house for?
She captured him or something because he had a marking on.
No. I mean, after like when they're like getting ready to fight each other towards the end, Kano was at
Raiden sent everybody, including the bad guys, to the same places that he sent the good guys.
Okay. So they can fight 1-on-1.
Yeah, that was like our consolation prize for not actually getting the tournament.
Right.
Yeah. Which I wasn't expecting. Who they're gonna
bring back. I guess Kano ends up a Revenant and the other ones too, right? At some point.
Sure. That can't run so fucking deep.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, like I need like Kano or Cabal back.
Too. Yeah.
Oh my god, they so accurate character work.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing they did really good is like all the power designs were like pretty much on point. Like, and I don't even mean like physically the way they looked. Like Cabal, especially though, his costume was probably the best. Outside
his costume and the way they depicted his powers was like,
yes,
okay, that's Cabal.
Yep. Yeah, and they did a really good job. Like, Sub-Zero was wearing a rubber fucking helmet, but outside of that, his powers were great.
Yeah,
his color scheme made total sense. Scorpions was really good. I thought that, like even Jax's arms when they finally. When they for no reason gave him bitch arms that magically grew into real mechanical arms, I guess.
You have to learn to use them.
Yeah.
Why even give him arms? Like, why couldn't he just grown like arms?
Right.
like mechanical arms. Why did you have to give him like the
shitty ones
arms first? Yeah.
Because what is his real power then? Is his power just to make whatever's attached to him better? Because in that case, I'd imagine something else would take priority before his fucking arms.
I actually didn't like the design of his arms.
No,
they were too bulky in my opinion.
Oh, the CGI made him look a little.
Yeah, I think some of the perspective was fucked up because like that's how you know it was kind of like shitty CGI because not even shitty, just like they didn't have the budget to do better because I know in that first shot where he's like looking down at him, like one of them looks like way bigger than the other one. And I think it's just because they couldn't get the perspective right or something.
Right.
Remember, you guys were. I don't know which one. I think it was Justin who was talking about Liu Kang. It's like, no, it was you, RJ. He said he looked character accurate. Then he took off his shirt. He just looked sick.
No, that was me. Like I didn't like.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these guys, like Liu Kang is essentially Bruce Lee, right? Like Bruce Lee isn't a big guy, but like they make Liu Kang like kind of like bulkier, and he was just like he had to be 100 pounds soaking wet. So of course, like he obviously trains. He's a martial artist, but like when he took his shirt off, he was just like you could see like his sucked in collarbones, and it looked gross. It didn't look cool.
It looked like
Liu Kang to look.
It looked like they denied him water for 4 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to flex to make himself look bigger. And you're just like, nah, man. Exactly. like you're trying way too hard.
Yeah.
Like
when he had a shirt on, like his face is so like his features are like so soft.
Yeah,
he looks
right.
like he's either 12 or every time he came on camera, I was like, who's this girl now? Like I had no idea. It's just very jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't recommend people go out and watch this. Like just
not when you can at home. Yeah. I mean, like that's one of those ones where like this may work against them.
Right.
As far as that goes. I mean, like, I don't know though. I mean, like we all went to see it and we pretty much went to see it because we could. You know?
Yeah.
So,
and that's the first time I've been out in the movies in over a year. Obviously,
I had not seen a movie in theaters since It Chapter 2.
Oh shit! So that was it's been a while for you.
And mine was
I didn't go.
And what a fucking movie to go see! I fucking hated that movie.
Oh my god!
Mine was Sonic the Hedgehog.
What a fucking lackluster conclusion. Wait, there's still gonna be a third one apparently, right?
No.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh no, it's just 2.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's only supposed to be the.
Yeah. Oh right, because they killed him by insulting him.
Yeah. You got a little dick.
Apparently, that the guy who directed that is going to be doing the Flash movie. Who cares?
Andy Muschietti. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's going to be in that as Batman.
I saw that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. They're just like ignoring everything, which like, dude, if Warner Brothers, you know, they have to like try harder to be more aware of what is going on in the market now for movies. And they missed the fucking boat on superheroes.
Right.
They couldn't catch up. And instead of stopping and trying something different, they just kept fucking digging their heels in. And now hopefully they're learning their lesson, which is why I'm glad we're getting this Robert Pattinson Batman. We're getting this like soft reboot of Suicide Squad. You know, those are the things that are necessary.
But see, like now there's like they've just created confusion now because like
it's 2 Batmans now.
They wanted a universe and it just fucking fell apart. People obviously like this, it just got shittier and shittier.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have this Batman movie that's not a part of the universe, but people think it is. And now you got this Flash movie that's gonna have Michael Keaton in it. So like It's just like, what are you doing? Like, where's all of this going? It doesn't make any sense. Is Ben Affleck going to continue to be Batman now? Like, I don't understand it. And
I hope not. I fucking hate his Batman.
They only said that Robert Pattinson wasn't the new Batman after the Snyder cut. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
No,
they're like, oh, this isn't the same universe now. And it's like, oh, are you just saying that because now you want to continue this Snyderverse that everybody is clamoring for? It's like,
why?
This is confusing. This is bad. Lord,
man.
I hated it, dude. I hated it so much.
Yeah.
I'm glad that
we forced you to
watch it. No, you gently suggested maybe it'd be fine, and I was like, okay, maybe, and then it was completely not fine. It was the same
you
fucking
like you're
movie.
Ready for a support group.
More of it. I just made me so mad. And then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, now he's working on a new zombie movie, which I mean, like, if that's good, great. I want to see Army of the Dead, but how much more do we need to see like this revival of fucking Zack Snyder, who's consistently a mediocre or below average filmmaker?
And the dude, like, I will say, like, in his movies, he has great visuals, but putting it all together is just terrible. I remember I saw Sucker Punch, and I was just like, oh, this movie looks cool. This movie does not make any sense. Why the fuck am I watching it?
He's an awful screenwriter and an awful director. I think he makes an incredible producer and a very talented editor. Outside of that, I don't like his movies. Yeah. Like, Watchmen is unintentionally very good, but there's a lot in there that's fucking hot dog shit. I don't know. That's why I just hope they don't fuck up, Mortal Kombat if they decide to keep doing this. Like, find the notes that were good in the first one and then just keep hitting them and trying to outdo them.
Right.
We got the painful part out of the way. You introduced it. It's awkward. It's weird. Find their big shit expensive actor that they're going to get to play Johnny Cage, and then just fucking
make me Johnny Cage.
That would be controversial for sure. Real quick.
Like at this point. Oh, sorry.
Well, we got like 2 minutes, so I was just gonna say, like, everybody, like, just throw out your favorite part real quick, and then we'll.
I was gonna say, like, at this point, since they probably gonna give them a bigger budget for the next one or whatever, like in the next half, we could say like who you think would be like a good Johnny Cage because I think they should get somebody like we kind of know, I think that would be cool to like actually get a Hollywood actor to essentially like just be themselves,
Yeah, okay. It's going to disappoint everybody, and it's going to be Ryan Reynolds.
No, it's not. No way.
They'll be like, this is what people want. And it's like, yeah, 5.5 years ago.
Exactly.
All right. Cool. We're going to wrap it here, and then we'll be right back with actual video game talk.
Peace.
Later.
See ya.
Hello.
You.
All right. Here's Abdul back. Thank you again for everyone joining us. If you didn't tune into the first half, to avoid spoilers, we had something incredible happen. Abdul gave live birth on camera, and you missed it.
What?
Here it is. You just wanted to savor your precious experience of Mortal Kombat with virgin ears, and you missed a baby coming out of Abdul's butt. Cowards.
What the fuck?
Abdul, what have you been playing this week?
The baby's name is Autism Spice.
Don't make fun of my child. Man, I was going to make you the Godfather. I'm almost finished with Indivisible, and
stop talking about this game nobody cares about.
Fuck you. And so I've been playing Nier Replicant, and it's
the one you just bought yesterday.
Yeah, and it was fun.
Ooh, what'd you buy at Dick's?
They didn't have winter breakers in my sets.
They didn't have 8XLs.
The way that you said it.
I was just so dejected.
They didn't have winter breakers in my size.
At least I'm honest.
You are, and that's why I love you.
It's and plus being in there like is just overload for my senses.
I can imagine. I mean, like as far as like groups of people you would expect to see in a Dick's Sporting Goods, like you in like a hoodie, jeans, and socks and slides, just shuffling around in the coat section.
Yeah, no one says anything at work.
Oh man.
But I have been playing that, and Nier Replicant's interesting. I told you guys I never played it on PS3.
I'm fully unaware of the game. So would you mind indulging me on just like
it's like a hack and slash. It's
a super Asian hack and slash.
Oh
yeah, very Asian.
That's the genre of film that Mortal Kombat was.
And it's a mix of like so many different things. It's like it's a beat 'em up, and then it turns into like a shmup or a shoot 'em up, and
a shmup.
That's what they call them.
No, you just tried to make something happen.
Yeah, he did. And he immediately bailed on it. You noticed that?
Look it up. That's what they call them.
Abdul's frantically throwing it on every forum.
Yeah, just wait an hour, then look it up. And but you guys ever play Nier Replicant when it came?
No.
Fuck you.
No, I didn't. I always saw it around, but I didn't know anything about it.
It's like a different mix of like so many different genres, and it's like super fun. It's like very like the guy who created it, can't think of his name right now, but he aims towards like casual gamers, and the game is like so. It's not hard, but it's fun.
It's just fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Yakuza. It's just like I could just go in there and just like lose hours playing it.
Like the mix of it just reminded me of that game Vanquish. Did you ever play that?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, is it anything like that?
No. Vanquish was more of like it was like a third-person shooter, but it was just more.
This isn't third person.
This is third person. There's some shooting, but it's like more hack and slash. Like the shooting in there is just like for certain enemies.
Gotcha.
And Vanquish was great. And like I've been playing that. I want to see. They excited to like play some more of that, and then next week Returnal comes out, and can't wait to play that.
Yeah, I'm excited to play that. I've been looking at more shit on it. It looks really interesting, and I'm always down for like a new IP.
Yeah,
you know,
it has to be like it's a roguelike, a roguelite.
I never know.
I don't know.
I've heard both. I never know.
It'll be my first time playing something like that.
Cool. Yeah, I don't like those types of games. I don't like losing progress.
Yeah. Well, I think this one, it said like
what do you mean losing progress?
I know that's not necessarily how roguelikes are all the time, but like the idea of like doing things over and over again in like long chunks is that very much is a turn off for me. But that's also just the perception I have of those games without actually.
Yeah, I'm not even sure exactly what you mean by that.
Because you're supposed to.
I'm not even exactly sure what a fucking roguelite is.
I think it, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but doesn't Hollow Knight have elements of it?
Abdul?
No, I think because when you die,
Hollow Knight's very much just a Metroidvania, not.
Yeah, because when you die, you can still like go and get your power ups again. It's like your soul's just like waiting for you where you like died.
Gotcha.
I thought this one was going to be like more like a Souls-like, just not like hack and slash.
Returnal.
Yeah.
No, it's being marketed as a roguelike where it's the idea is, you're getting, which I think the confusion there then comes from the fact that Souls-likes are very reminiscent of roguelikes because of the concept of doing the same thing over and over again to learn the patterns. And then I think maybe the differentiation is that you reclaim your powers in a Souls-like versus a roguelike. I'm unclear on how that works, but I feel like in roguelikes there's a more hard line on how you lose your progression, because there is no progression except for momentum. I guess I won't play them, so I can't honestly.
Yeah, that's all confusing to me.
Yeah,
I can't. I'm trying to think of a game like how you're describing, but
the more popular ones recently have been Dead Cells.
Hades
was the other one I was going to mention. Thank you.
So I've played Dead Cells. Is that? So I guess you do just Dead Cells. You just straight up start over if you die. Is that how Returnal is going to be?
But I watched a trailer this week about the game, and they went into depth in it. They said like, hey, when you die, you start over with your pistol that you start off in the beginning with, and then you find weapons and like power ups. But when you die, you go back to that same pistol.
Oh.
It's not like a physical place within the game you go back to?
No, that's how Dead Cells is. Like you start exactly where you start.
There's a trailer
at the beginning.
I'll link it.
I hate that shit. That gives me too much anxiety.
Yeah, I'll link it after this.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know how they're doing it, because it feels like with a game that big that plays like that, and trying to branch out to a larger audience, and
you don't want to go full on,
right? And the fact that it's looped into the narrative of the game, I feel like it won't be so punishing for some reason. But that's just an assumption. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope it's great.
The world looks cool, and like the enemies look really cool.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm interested in.
Will that be the first exclusive since launch?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow.
That's cool. I'm still waiting on one.
You had the medium.
You did get one.
Oh yeah, the medium. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. That was Series X exclusive. A 30 frames per second walking sim. The ray tracing was pretty sick, and the dual reality shit's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Well, that game wanted to be like Silent Hill so bad.
It was honestly to call it like a next gen exclusive and stuff makes it sound like it should get way more attention than it should. It was a very different, very cool. And from what I've heard about Bloober Team's older games, it's got to be hands down their best. I mean, the writing was sick.
What other games did they make?
Shocked at how good the voice acting was.
That game, Layers of Fear.
Layers of Fear, Blair Witch. Something called
Was Blair Witch good?
I've heard it was terrible. Yeah.
Layers of Fear was really fun.
Yeah, I remember I saw you playing it on your Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope Bloober Team, they were on the cusp of being acquired by somebody, I thought, but that never came up again in the news cycle. I don't know. They did a great job considering they're just an indie Polish team,
Yeah. So I've also I played Celeste too.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
I've heard of that one, yeah.
It was fun. I was playing at my buddy's house, and yeah, I love platformers.
Cool. Nice.
Cool.
Okay, bye.
No, good for you. I'm playing a platformer too. I finally tried to get into Guacamelee.
Oh yeah.
Skipped the first one because it wasn't on Game Pass, but 2 is on there, and I'm fucking loving that game.
Yeah.
It is, and it is not the usual type of game I've played. It kind of makes me feel like I didn't give Hollow Knight an honest shot. I think that was mainly due because I was playing it on the Switch. And that is not a game I realized that you should play on the Switch.
Yeah.
Playing Guacamelee with an Xbox controller, I'm like, oh, there's no other way. Like, there's no way I could go and play Guacamelee on Switch with fucking Joy-Cons.
That's why some of those games that come out on Switch, I'm like, how do you like get into it and like be as technical as you can with like those controllers, man?
Yeah, you're basically doing it with like one hand tied behind your back, unless you're doing it on your TV with a pro controller.
Right.
You could do, but at that point, what's the point of having a game on a Switch? Yeah. I mean, I guess like if you're familiar with the game and you want to be able to play it handheld, that makes sense. Like now after like, you know, understanding the mechanics and everything, I think I could like I could play in bursts some of these games on Switch, but I know it's not going to be the prime experience for it, and definitely not how I want to be introduced to it. But Guacamelee is fun as shit. I never really considered it because I didn't think it was the type of game for me, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. I
love the first one.
Yeah, I've never played the first one. I mean, I imagine it's probably very similar.
I think I didn't keep playing 2 because I was like, this is just 1 pretty much. Like, there's nothing like new popping up, and I was like, gotcha. Right, I played this game already.
Yeah, I'm glad I skipped it then.
Any of you guys played Fez?
I tried. No. I couldn't get into it.
Same here.
Heard of it though.
Just like the changing of the perspectives and all that.
Right. Yeah.
That's honestly the hardest part of Guacamelee is just the platforming.
Like switching worlds while you're like in midair and shit.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, wild. But it's good though, man. It's fun.
It's really well done, and you know what? It's not so hard because like the normal progression can get difficult. But where it like really cranks it up to 11 is any of like the extra areas. And it just punishes you. I'm still doing it, and I'm having fun doing it because, like, they design it very well because you can like see where you have to go half the time.
Yeah,
and it just there's something in you that won't allow you to just turn around and let it go because you're already there, and you get incrementally closer and stuff. Yeah. It's a very well made game. I'm really enjoying it. I don't know how far I am, but I'm playing it I think I'm on the Obsidian Temple, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah,
but.
No, it's a fun game.
Yeah, real good.
Who makes that?
Drinkbox.
Oh yeah, okay.
What is that reaction for?
Because I remember they're releasing it. Yeah, and it looks looks stinky.
It's on paper. It sounds cool.
They did what?
They announced a new game at the Xbox Indie Showcase like a month or 2 ago. And it's called Nobody Saves the World, and the concept behind it is you have like different character forms you take, and they all have like different sort of abilities, I guess.
It sounds like a very familiar game. Sounds like a couple of very familier games.
Yeah, I don't think it's like
Broforce.
I don't know.
Or not a hero. It sounds like that too.
It sounds like the fucking game Abdul's been playing for a month and a half. Indivisible.
Yeah. But Broforce is a great game. I love that
game. A lot of good nights playing
that. Anything else?
MLB has been.
Oh yeah, a lot of my friends have been playing that.
It's as expected. I and I'm not disappointed. I just think I was maybe expecting a little bit more from a next gen iteration from it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's kind of just.
Well, next gen, you get to build a stadium. The others don't.
Yeah, there's like, yeah, they have that, which
Wait,
I don't
what?
really even give a fuck about. Like, I haven't toyed with it yet, so maybe I don't know what I'm missing.
That if I was into baseball, I think for some reason I think that part would be cool. So you should give it a shot.
I will. I mean, like, it sounds interesting. I would just like the game is so fucking hard, and it's so
I
slow
heard it was hard as hell.
that yeah, I mean, it's always been a difficult game, but I don't know what it is about this one where I just haven't played one in a couple years or something, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, dude. I mean, pitching is kind of as it's always been, and you get so many different control schemes and graphic UI changes like that. It's astounding how much effort they put into this fucking game so that you can play it the way that you want to. You have like, off the top of my head, I can think of like 4 different ways that you can do your pitching. You can do pure analog, which is wild to me. I don't know how you would do that. And then they have like meter pitching where it's like a timed thing. And then they have pulse, which is my favorite, the one I use, where it's a circle that goes in and out and you got to hit it at the smallest point. And that's just like a few. That's not even all the ways you can do it. And batting's the same way, fielding's the same way. It's a fully customizable experience.
Do they still have it where it's like you can see the strike zone? You just like have a little circle that you put it in.
Yep, yeah, you can do it that way. You can turn that off if you want.
Yeah.
You can turn the tail off of the pitch where it shows the arc and all that.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, like you can, and all that assists with like either like increasing or decreasing the challenge as well. And like really, the whole point of the game is just like, do you enjoy following baseball? Okay, do it your way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not like there's any like glorification in just doing like Road to the Show. It's not really like anything special, and it's not any different from it's been in past years. You just play a rookie that gets drafted to a AA team, then you go AAA, and then you go Major League, and
right,
same thing ad nauseum. But it takes so long because you have to play these series of games, and it almost seems pointless because you could technically just simulate everything up until you get to the major leagues,
right?
But then it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, it's
because it's like at that point it's like not a rookie. Like you made a rookie and. Now you're just gonna sim them to like the pros.
Yeah,
major leagues rather.
Exactly, and I think they give you like, because it's like RPG light, like a lot of sports games are now. So like you do have like your stats get boosted over time and like what you get better at or whatever. But like then like there's this mechanic where they'll decrease if you fuck up.
Oh shit.
So yeah, and it's like really I've already fucked up out of the gate because they have this new thing this year where you can be a 2-way player, which is like not like a common thing, but you can be a pitcher and a hitter. It used to be you only pitch or you hit and you field.
Right.
So now you have 3 fucking things you're juggling because it didn't occur to me that if I'm being a 2-way player, I'm still fielding at some point. And I didn't want to be like outfield or anything. So I chose catcher thinking that would just be like easy. And that is one of the hardest fucking positions to play in that goddamn game. You have to manually move the glove.
I was just about to ask you that.
Oh my dude, it's every time I'm fucking behind the plate, I'm dropping the ball and I have to throw it to like second base, and I'm just fucking it up. And I'm like the worst catcher in all of AA league at this point.
Dude, catcher in real life is fucking hard. Like, why did you pick that?
I thought it would be fairly straightforward. Like, cause
it's just a button.
Well, there's a level of anxiety. Like when I played it in the past, I used to do first baseman, and like when you're doing that, you have to like be aware of like several different perspectives.
Yeah.
And catching, I was just like, I'm just behind the plate. You can see everything. You know what I mean? Just totally underrating something people get paid millions of dollars for. You're like, that's simple. But I'm fairly good at hitting now. Pitching's been a breeze, and it's been fun. I made my character. You can choose their names, and they have sound bites that they'll say the name depending on what it is. So like they have a sound bite for Leonardo. So his first name is Leonardo. and then I typed in his last name, and it's spelled DUERTBAEG, like Duertabage. And the sound clip for it is just dirtbag. So that makes me laugh every time they say, because it's not even just the commentators are like, they're just like Leonardo dirtbag, but then like also like the stadium is like dirtbag. It's just cracking me up.
That's funny.
Yeah, but it's been fun. I mean, I'm really distracted with Guacamelee right now, but I mean, they just, Sony San Diego, man, they just crush that series. Like I haven't played another sports game in a long time, so I can't honestly speak to like the quality of them, but from what I've heard, it's just like it's a constant downhill. And MLB, every time I play it, I do feel like there's improvements to it.
Yeah.
But it's, it's still the same game more or less. The skeleton's all there.
Right.
So I don't know. I'll let you know how it's going once I traverse to the majors. Right now I'm still playing for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. So
ponies.
What are you playing, Justin?
A lot of No Man's Sky.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been playing a shit ton of that. It's just like there's so much to do in that game. Like I always feel like I'm like catching up on shit I can do. But
nice.
like this, like going to other solar systems and just like discovering planets and just constantly building new shit to use in the game. It's a lot of fun. And also this week is a new Warzone season. And they it's kind of cool with the
1984.
Yeah, because like the other map, like the beginning of this season, a ship crashed on like the original map, and there was like zombies on it. So like eventually, like the zombies start spreading out to other areas of the map. So what they did was they did like a little event where the whole map just got overrun by zombies, and they just fucking nuked it. So like when they nuked it, it kind of like you open up another part of the story where you see like the map back in the day, and it's like 1984, and everything's just like looks newer. Like a lot of areas just like completely changed, but it's like fresh paint on everything. I think I mean, it's pretty much a lot of it's just like reskin, but it's like it seems like they definitely like put more detail and it looks better. The game looks better somehow.
Okay.
So it's been fun playing that. So it's just this week has just pretty much been No Man's Sky and Warzone, because I tried to go back to Soulstorm, but I didn't like it enough, and I'm super disappointed in that because I really wanted that to like that game.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, at least you didn't have to pay for it.
You're right, exactly. But like I did tell you guys I bought that game Blasphemous, and
yes.
Yeah.
That other game. It's called Dead of the Gods or something like that. I think I said Fog of the God. I don't know. It looks interesting. It looks like I think it's a game like Hades. That's also pretty good. Didn't get as much like note as Hades did, but it looks like a lot of fun. So I'll be playing that eventually.
Nice.
And then this week it'll be Returnal.
Sick. Yeah, I don't think there's any new releases that are piquing my interest for anytime soon. I'm struggling with whether or not I'm interested enough to get Resident Evil. Because I bought I bought 7 for my PS4 for $10, and then I just never finished it. And apparently Sony supposedly paid Capcom to keep it off of Game Pass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dirty
Which
dogs.
is like, that is very dirty.
I honestly didn't even know it was coming out for Xbox.
Yeah, it is. It's
everything
multi-platform.
Everything that's been shown is just only PlayStation.
Right.
Well, because they must have a marketing deal with them, and that's I think by intention from Sony. You know, they don't want it to be well known that it's on Xbox. So if you're gonna buy it, they want you to buy it on PlayStation, especially if you have both. You know.
Yeah.
They don't even want you to consider Xbox, which is smart, and that's the way it's supposed to be. That's why those marketing deals are like that.
Right.
But you know, it's just that we're getting back in those old ways again, and I feel it coming. That
2006 all over again.
Yeah, that fucking as soon as Xbox starts to become a bit of a heavy hitter again, they just start. We're all the ones to suffer from it. You know, when these corporations start going tit for tat, and it's like, how dirty is it of Xbox to just straight up buy an entire one of the biggest fucking studios in existence, and then like, you know, of course Sony has to retaliate in some way, and it's these little secretive ways that, you know, I mean, it's not like I can't play Resident Evil 8, but it's like you see that and you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That means that there was a chance I could have gotten it for a service I'm already paying for. And here's this company that I'm not even invested in right now, just coming in and fucking that up.
That I feel like you saying it's just like, yeah, Sony probably did pay for it to not be on Game Pass, but I feel like it also benefits Capcom to not have that on Game Pass. I feel like there's like I feel like a lot of companies, like The Medium, I feel like that's a game that definitely benefits from being on Game Pass.
Right, or like Outriders.
Right. But like a game like
wouldn't,
Capcom, like a Capcom, like I feel like they would be less inclined to have their game, to make a deal for their game to be on Game Pass. So I feel like there's a lot of money lost there.
I think it depends on how much Xbox is paying, because what you're looking at then is a guarantee versus a steady revenue stream. And I think that would just, I mean, that depends on people who make 5 times as much money as I do, who have insight as to what those numbers would look like after release.
Yeah. But I actually am curious to know like how much that these companies make from getting those deals, because like that's just like
same here.
And artists get like having their music on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like I feel like it's a lot of it is you get paid if people play it, you know?
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, then you look at like, and I doubt these are the numbers that Xbox is necessarily throwing out right away, but like Joe Rogan having his podcast exclusively on Spotify for $100 million. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's got to be more money than he's gonna make just, crossing his fingers with advertisements for fucking dick enhancement pills or whatever the fuck.
Right, yeah.
Bullshit.
Great.
Yeah. Alpha brain or whatever, which isn't to say that he couldn't, make that money, but I think it's risk versus reward. And I think that's why it's easier for companies like, the smaller ones that make those AA games to go that route. And you're right. I think a game like Resident Evil doesn't fit on Game Pass on release, but 7's on there now, years after.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to like nuke the chance is kind of like fucked up, I think. But whatever. I mean, if I wanted to play it soon, I would have to buy it either way. But it's one of those things where it's like it's a non-issue compared to what Xbox has done.
Have you bought a fucking game for Xbox?
The last game I bought was, I know, it's been awesome. It's been really awesome. The last game I bought was actually It Takes Two. Which, did I talk about that last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't picked it back up. Misty hurt her hand because she's been interpreting a lot. So we haven't been able to play it. But I mean, I'm geared up to play that game and finish it. It's been very fun. Yeah. Wow, we kind of just clipped right through this. We only got like 9 minutes left.
Damn.
Yeah. Look at that. I mean, our whole first half was just searching through IMDb for Asian actors. So
that cake.
Oh yeah, what's her name's like?
Who cares?
No, we can talk about it. Damn, Abdul. Did you watch Falcon Winter Soldier, Abdul?
Yep.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it.
Nice.
It was. Oh, I don't want to go into specifics, but there was just one part.
I'll just ask you, throughout the series, did Anthony Mackie grow on you a little bit?
He did. Like, I could see him as Captain America. He grew on
me. Yeah, I was like, as I was watching it, I was like, because I didn't give a fuck about either one of those dudes, and I was like, they actually have a pretty
even
good
Winter
dynamic.
Soldier. It was like, I didn't give a shit about him. And I'm like, at the end of it, I was like, look at you, I hang with all these black folks.
I didn't think they'd get me like that either, but they did. Because Anthony Mackie, like, forever has just been this like fucking cardboard cutout of a person. I have not given it, but it's because I think like he's had like so many shitty roles. Like the last thing I saw him in with any extent of Falcon and Winter Soldier was the second season of Altered Carbon, which was a show on Netflix. It was this sci-fi cyberpunk type. The first season was awesome, and then it switches main characters. It's the same guy, but he's in a different body. And Anthony Mackie was barely fucking there the entire. It was so bad I didn't finish it. Yeah. I was like, this dude is trash, and I think that's like my view of him. But I really, I'm glad the way that everything turned out.
Yeah,
sure. That suit has to
awful.
Yeah,
hated that shit. I saw it and I was like, oh my god,
brother, you might as well wear a white hood over that. It was just like
that was, and I don't know if there was a reason for it. Like, do you think the blue wouldn't have looked good or something? I don't know.
That's how it looked. That's exactly how it looks in the comics, though.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
There's a comic book iteration of that exact suit.
Interesting.
I will say the way he uses the shield was dope.
Cool. Yeah.
It was like when he's like, "Oh, never mind, I'm going into."
yeah, we're already there, but
it's just like
it was great, and they won a lot of goodwill with me.
Yeah.
Back after WandaVision.
Now the guy who wrote this is going to co-write Captain America 4, which is cool.
They're doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love how
they announced it immediately after like Friday.
Nice.
They like Captain America 4 is in the works.
It's
cool.
Just, oh my god, that was so good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I was a little bit torn because I felt like initially they were sort of pulling punches because it felt like they were going in a different direction. Like with him, like maybe like doing something new. And it felt, I don't know how to, I guess, articulate it super well, but I was like, isn't it kind of like bad of him to like take up that mantle then based on like the messaging that they were like telegraphing earlier in the show?
Yeah,
and
I know
then
exactly
like
what you're talking about.
And then his speech kind of like made more sense. They really wrapped it up nicely. I was because I was concerned, and then like
the Isaiah part at the end, I was like, oh shit!
Oh my god!
Like right in the field.
Yeah.
Oh man! I'm not even from this country.
Like from all of these shows, the MCU has so many fucking branches that have just sprouted up, and I have no idea where they're going to take all this shit. There are so many fucking characters that are just like, what are they going to do with all these motherfuckers, man?
I know. Yeah.
Because like now you have the U.S. agent, which my buddy told me last night he's a part of the West Coast Avengers that White Vision is a part of. So it's like, are they going to also do that? Like, Jesus Christ, man.
I think it's going to get as diluted as the actual comic books got over the years. And it's almost at that point. And it's kind of like, that's sort of like where I'm like, all right. And you have to find what you actually care about and then just accept that you're not going to know everything.
There's going to be some TV shows coming out that I'm definitely not going to watch.
I'm
what comes
still
after
like,
Loki?
Unclear.
Black Widow.
Oh, and then they're doing Hawkeye too.
Are they doing Hawkeye?
That's a series. Yeah.
Oh, a series.
Yeah. I see. I know. It's just kind of like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude.
It's like you're like, who gives a fuck until they have that show, and you're just like, okay, I kind of give a fuck, depending on what they do, you know?
Right.
But Hawkeye is definitely a character that you just like.
Yeah, and it's like it's worse because it's like his daughter.
Oh, is it? So they're setting that up.
Yeah,
because now they like have all.
Isn't she part of the Young Avengers?
Young Avengers, exactly. So now they have West Coast Avengers set up, Young Avengers set up, and Thunderbolts, whatever the fuck that is.
Oh my god! I know that'd be so fucking cool to see that. Yeah. And like, what was I just thinking? My mind just went to a blank. I got excited.
Weren't the Thunderbolts like the Marvel Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So it's like Zemo's gonna apparently like he could be ahead of that. It's like,
well, like
he was cool.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed him. Yeah,
it's like, with Loki, with like all the time stuff, like that's gonna be interesting.
Sky's the limit. They got billions of dollars to play with.
How many episodes is that gonna be?
No, I'm unsure. I feel like that one won't be hour-long episodes either.
No.
Homework. Since we only have like 2 minutes, and now that Falcon and Winter Soldier is done, and we seem to only want to talk about TV shows on this video game podcast.
We're a pop culture podcast.
Right? Yeah, now we are, right? Justin, watch Invincible.
Okay.
You will enjoy it.
All right. Was it 2 seasons?
Good. No, it's just one right now, and it hasn't even finished yet. So
it's still going.
Yeah,
next week's
just
the last
premiered.
episode.
Is it? Fuck, that sucks.
Because remember,
really
it was only 8 episodes. I haven't watched the newest episode yet.
How many
do it after this?
Best one so far. Yeah, enjoy.
Oh, it's 7 episodes now.
Yeah, but they're like 45 minutes long.
Oh, are they that long?
Yeah, it's like an hour-long animated adult. No, yeah, it's an investment, but one episode. Stick around for it, and you'll be plugged in.
Yeah.
After episode 1, you'll be.
I get excited for it every week.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll have to do it.
All right. Cool. Good seeing you guys 2 times in 1 week.
I know.
I missed it.
We'll have to go see Spiral together soon.
Yes. Well, you said Spiral yesterday. I thought you meant the Dragon. I was like, you're excited to see that?
Yes, Spiral the Dragon movie starring Chris Rock.
Tagline: the colors.
Anthony Mackie's the Dragonfly. 2022. All right. Later, folks.
Later. Peace.
Take care.
Bye.
Don't call anybody.